Listen, you're here because something needs to change. Your current self is not working anymore. By the end of this video, you will learn why everything that you thought about change was backwards. 6 weeks from now, you won't recognize yourself. You're gonna be the version of you that you've always wanted. You will have the life that you've always wanted. If you follow the steps that I'm gonna give you in this video, you will change your identity. You will change your life forever. The first thing that I want you to understand is that everything around us is energy. And today I don't have my board with me, so I'm gonna put on the screen more visual so you can really understand what I'm talking about. So first, like I said, we are energy. Everything around us is energy. I'm energy, you're energy, everything is energy. And for us to change our reality, to have the reality that we have always wanted, we have to align with the version of us that already has it. Now, a few things that I want you to know before we start is that everything exists. So that means that there's infinite versions of you, infinite versions of me that already exist. That means that there's a version of you that is poor, the version of you that is wealthy, the version of you that has the house, the version of you that has the dream job, whatever it is. There's a version of you that has everything. And your job is just to align to it, to match that frequency. Now, our frequency, it depends on who we are. What is our identity? And today, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you step by step how to change your identity, how to become the new version of yourself that matches that frequency. And able to understand who you are right now, okay, and what are your limited beliefs, on what frequency you are. We have to get to the bottom of it. And the first step is for you to understand what are the core elements. So I want you to imagine yourself as a radio station. And you are broadcasting on a specific frequency. For you to understand on what frequency you are, first you have to understand all the core elements. First core element is your belief system. Our beliefs from age 0 to age 7. That means that whatever happened with us from age 0 to age 7, this is the lens that we see the world when you were older. It really depends what was your environment, how the people around you treated you, if you experienced something traumatic. Before the age of 7, we are only our subconscious mind. That means that we don't have our conscious. We cannot make the decision if something is right or it's wrong. Okay, we cannot. I've gave this example before, but for let's say if I tell you that this remote, it's pink, the whole thing is pink. Right now, you can decide, you can see for yourself that has white on the side, and all of the different colors are different, and all of the different buttons are different colors, right? But when you're young, you don't have that. You cannot make decisions for yourself. So if your mom was yelling at you all the time, this became a belief. Okay, if your parents didn't let you express your feelings, they're always suppressing them, that means that when you're older now, you're gonna have issues with that. So it really depends what was your childhood, okay? Because your whole life depends on that. Now, the second element is your thought patterns. This is important because the thing is, you cannot think negatively and positively at the same time. So if you're not thinking positively, that means that you're thinking negatively. You don't want to think negatively because that's what you're gonna perceive, that's what you're gonna see in your reality, okay? You want to make sure the voices in your head are positive ones, okay? Now, the third element is going to be your emotional baseline. Your emotions are the fuel to the frequency that you are going to feel. I'm going to put the chart right here so you can see how the frequency goes, but I want to explain to you a little bit more in depth so you can understand how that works. When you operate on the lower side of this chart here, so it's fear, scarcity, when you have negative feelings, then you are blocking yourself. You are literally blocking yourself from, let's say, from love. You cannot attract it. We attract who we are. So it's really important how you feel. If you operate on the higher level up here, that means that if you feel loved, if you feel abundant, if you feel happiness, if you feel all of the positive emotions, you are. So let me back up a little bit. Our subconscious mind is connected, it's one with God, universe, source, whatever you want to call it, okay? It's connected. It knows the and knows the answers about anything and everything. So once we feel abundance, once we feel love, happiness, all of these positive emotions, then we are connecting with our higher self. We are connecting with God, with the universe, okay? And it's guiding us to help us go to our to attract what we desire. Now, when we're down here, I wouldn't call it hell, but it's like the Satan. You are, when you're in the negative emotions, you cannot see. You cannot see the opportunities when they're right in front of you, because you're not allowing, your frequency is not allowing. If, let's say, if you are depressed and you want to find your dream partner, okay, and your dream partner is someone that is abundant, someone that loves you so much, but you are not there, you don't love yourself, you don't like yourself, you're very depressed. This person that you want to attract is up here though. This person is one that he loves himself, that's why he's gonna love his partner the way he loves himself, okay? This person loves to take care of this partner, whatever you want, okay, blah blah blah. Now, if you are down here, you cannot match you cannot just, you're gonna miss each other, okay? You want to match with that dream partner or with your desire. That's why it's so important. If you are on a negative side with feelings, then this is what you're gonna attract. Only negative situations, negative people, everything around you is gonna be negative. You have to lift yourself emotionally so you can attract the good in life. And the last thing is where your attention goes. Now, if you are putting attention on the wrong things, if you focus on the wrong things, that means that you are giving your energy. Remember when I told you that we are all energy, okay? So let's say that you want, your desire is to buy a brand new car, but you go in and keep looking at used cars. How are you gonna, you're giving all of your energy, you're giving all of your attention to the used cars. How are you gonna buy a new car if you're paying attention to the wrong thing? So these 4 elements create your energetic signature. And this is what most people call it identity. And here's what no one is saying you. If you shift those blocks, if you shift those elements, okay, then you are able to change your whole life. The thing is that most people are trying to change their identity directly. It's like they're trying to repaint the house when the foundation is still crumbling. You have to build it from the ground up, okay? And this is what we're gonna do now. We are gonna define your frequency. What I want you to do is to grab a paper and a pen and write these questions. And I want you to answer them honestly. No one's gonna judge you. This is just for you, okay? Be honest with yourself so you can really, truly see where you have to work on. Now, the first question is, how would you describe your personal traits? So, who you are when no one is watching you. What are your personal traits? The second thing is, what do you believe about yourself that keeps you limited? Now, I have a trick here that you can actually, so you can answer this question honestly. I can give you one exercise that's going to help you do this. What I want you to do is to write down your dream life with details, okay? And write it from present tense. I am. It's already happened, okay? Now, after that, read it back to you. And whatever you feel, okay, you feel that something happened, whatever you feel that you felt uncomfortable or you kind of didn't believe it, this is the part where you have limited beliefs. Now, I want to get a little bit deeper with beliefs because they're really important part here, okay? Your beliefs are just a perception, okay? And that perception is made from thoughts and emotion. Based on your perception, so how you see a certain thing, okay? Like I said, based on how you perceive this remote, it depends what your thoughts gonna be around it and what your emotions gonna be around it, okay? When you read that text that you described your life, okay? When you feel an emotion, something that, let's say you say, I found my dream partner and she they love me very much, they buy me flowers, or blah blah blah, right? And you feel that it kind of doesn't feel right. You don't actually feel it. You don't actually believe that can happen for you. This is a limited belief. Okay, this is how you're gonna see where you have, in which area in your life you have limited beliefs. Third is what occupies your mental space the most. So what do you think about the most? An interesting part here is that we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day, and most of them are repetitive. So this is why it's so important for you to realize what you're thinking. With time, when you keep changing them, your thoughts at the moment, they will become only positive. You will eliminate the negative ones. So be really honest with you. What are your thoughts? Once you write them down, you will actually, when you're thinking about it, okay, you actually be able to catch them at the moment. You will pay more attention to them. Now the next one is, what's your emotional default setting? What are you feeling most of the time? Okay, are you scared? Do you feel fear? Are you happy? Do you feel loved? What kind of emotions are you feeling the most? This is, like I said, this is the future frequency. So if you're feeling negative emotions, if you're feeling, like I said, depressed, sad, scared, you feeling all of this, then that's what you're gonna attract. That means that you are operating on the lower side of the chart, and that means that you're not gonna be able to see, the opportunities in front of you. Even if you write down your desire, if you read it every day, if you don't remove your negative beliefs and you are operating on the lower side, you're not gonna be able to see it, okay? So be honest with yourself. The next one is gonna be, what captures your focus most of the time? Now, like I said, whatever you put your focus on, that's where your energy goes. If you give your energy to the wrong things, you are gonna attract the wrong things. The last one is, what actions do you take on autopilot? We take a lot of actions on autopilot that we don't realize. This is like when you go out of bed, you go into the bathroom, you're brushing your teeth with the same hand, and this is when our body controls. Okay, this is not when we consciously take actions. This is when our body is so used to it, so we do it without even thinking about it. Maybe when you come home from work, you're immediately putting Netflix on and start binge watching instead of you working on yourself. What actions do you do on autopilot? Now that you answered honestly on these questions, you can see where you are energetically. This is nothing more, nothing less. Don't overcomplicate it. You just have to know that energy can be redirected. So the next step is to redesign your energy. Now I want you to close your eyes and to imagine that you're meeting with your higher self. How they look, how they carry themselves, who they are. And now, I don't want you to imagine a person that society wants, the people around you want. You don't want to please people, you want to please yourself. The whole point here is to connect with your higher self. So for you to be truly happy. So visualize who you want to be. Who's that new identity? How they carry themselves, how they dress, how they talk, who they are, what they do. And now let's write down their core characteristics. So who they are. Now the next thing that I want you to write down is, what do they believe about themselves and their reality? So what do they think it's possible for them? Okay, how their reality will look like. After that, I want you to write down, what are their thought patterns. Is the new identity the version of you that thinks only positive and assumes positive out of every situation? What is their emotional foundation? Do they operate from love, from abundance, from happiness? Where do they focus their energy on? And how do they move through the world? Do they move with confidence? Do they know who they are? They're not someone that try to fight themselves. They're the one that they are the one. They know what is happening. They are the shit. What we did here is we described your new identity. So this isn't fantasy, okay? This is the parallel version of you. Remember what I said, that every version of us exists. We just have to match it. We can jump from one parallel reality to another. We just have to align with it, okay? So this is the version of you that you want to jump to. And now in the next 6 weeks, you're going to reach that identity. So phase 1 is going to be week 1. We're going to recover your energy. You can't run on empty, okay? If you've been giving, you're the point that you're exhausted, then you can't create something new. So you want to recharge. What I want you to do is to identify 3 major energy drains. This can be anything, okay? This can be you scroll on your phone, which probably most people have that issue these days, so probably one of them is that. And by the way, it doesn't have to be 3. You can put 5, 6, 10, as many as you have. And then I want you to write down 3 of the opposite. This can be you going to the park, you working out, you know. For me, I have I have weird ones. I recently start working out a lot more, and I really like it and I enjoy it, so that's an energy source for me. But what I also do is when I hug this is a weird one, but when I hug my daughter or my husband or my mom, these 3 people, I feel that I take the energy. It can be anything. It can be you going out with a friend and just having a good time, you know. It can be literally everything. So for the next week, I want you to eliminate the drains, and I want you to implement the sources. What I will say that you have to do from now on, not just phase 1, not just week 1, is to start doing a breath work or meditate. Meditation, it's not coincidence that most of the spiritual people meditate every day. Meditation is meant for you to shed yourself, okay? To stay still with your thoughts, to realize who were you, okay? And to come back to the present moment. You can do guided meditations. There's a lot of YouTube, or you can just sit for 1 hour or for 30 minutes a day and just listen to your thoughts, okay? And when you can, bring your attention to the present moment. When you do this, you are actually realizing in the core who you are, okay? And you're able to connect with yourself, with your inner self. And you are able to start controlling it rather them controlling you. Phase 2, week 2, is going to be to restore your self-trust. Why am I saying this? Because most people are very ambitious. They consume, and they're not doing anything, okay? They are telling themselves, oh, from tomorrow, it's like, this is like a New Year's resolution. For tomorrow, I'm going to start working out, I'm going to start doing this, I'm going to start doing that, but you're not doing it, okay? And your brain, actually, our brains are creatures of habit. So that's why you're not doing it, actually. Because your brain is so used to it, you just yapping, right? You're just talking about it, but not following with the action. Then every time when you want to do something, your brain start giving you excuses, start giving you circumstances that you're not able to do them, okay? So what you have to do is you have to retrain your brain that when you say something, you will do it. Like that, everything that when you start taking actions from your future self, then you actually take that action. You're not just gonna consume and just put fake promises, okay? You actually follow up. So what I want you to do this week is to write down 3 things that you've been avoiding doing them, and actually do them, okay? This can be, I don't know, journaling, working out, going for a walk, meditating, taking a time for yourself, whatever it is, okay? Do it. This is, you're gonna show to yourself that you actually will follow up with action. Second thing, I want you to define 10 things that the new self will put it as priority. Maybe your new self will eat healthy, will work out, or will read 1 page from a book every day. Whatever it is, write them down, okay? And they're gonna be priority. This is what's gonna shape your new self. And the third thing is choose 2 to 3 things that are not negotiable. That means no matter what happens, you will do it. Phase 3 is going to be attention reclamation. That's going to be week 3. Your attention is currency. Whatever you put your attention on, you are investing your life force into it, okay? So it's important to focus on, to put your attention on the right things. So for the next 7 days, I want you to become ruthlessly aware. Every time when you put your attention on something, I want you to ask yourself, what am I feeding my attention with right now? Am I feeding the things that are not serving me for my old identity, or am I putting my attention on something that will help me grow, will help me achieve my desire, will help me achieve my dream identity? Every time that you catch yourself paying attention to the wrong things, the things that are not serving you, redirect it at the moment. Like that, you're gonna have an energetic strategy. You know that when you realize that you're not paying attention to the right things, you say, no, this is not serving you. Why am I giving my energy to? Okay, why am I putting my attention into this? I'd rather do something that will help me achieve my goals. Now, phase 4, week 4 is belief restructuring. By now, you will clearly see what's blocking you. So in phase 4, I want you to write down 5 limiting beliefs. And if you did the exercise earlier, you will know what are your limiting beliefs. And then I want you to write down the opposite. And then what I want you to do is to go and gather evidence that this thing can be true, okay? I want you to go and tell new stories. I want you to feel it into existence. You can go and talk with a friend. You can write it down. You can record it on your phone. Just make yourself believe that this is true. And now let's go to phase 5, week 5. Your emotions. Important thing to understand here is that your emotions are data, okay? They're not something they're not a force that needs to control you. When you have negative emotions, they're here to teach you something, okay? That means that you thought about certain thing, you believe that certain thing is true, and you felt the emotion out of it. So try to understand, why did you feel that emotion? What is that emotion trying to tell you? What kind of lesson you have to learn from that emotion? Emotions are here so we can learn from them, not to stay in them for a very long time. So when negative emotions arrive, ask yourself, what is that emotion trying to tell me? Analyze it, learn from it, and move on. Don't suppress your emotions. And this goes for negative emotions, because they're just gonna stuck in your subconscious mind. You want to let them, you want to feel them, learn from them, and move on and release them, okay? But don't have them stuck in your subconscious mind, because whatever is stuck in your subconscious mind, you're gonna keep seeing it over and over and over again, okay? So the whole point is for you to learn from them and move on. And now we're going to the last one, to the fun step, okay? Phase 6, week 6. It's aligned action. It's time for you to take action from that new identity. Now when you have removed that limited beliefs, when you're vibrating on a higher frequency, it's time to go and actually see the magic. What I want you to do is take action based on your intuition, your sixth sense, your gut, okay? Because this is when your subconscious mind, it has new beliefs, it vibrates on new frequency, on a higher one, and it's gonna start giving you opportunities, and you will be able to see the changes, the new reality. It's important to ask yourself before taking action if you're doing it from a fear or from your alignment. And the thing is that aligned action may feel slightly scary, but you will feel it deeply right. So trust yourself, trust your gut, and follow your intuition. You are not limited by anyone except for yourself. So I like to say again, everything starts and begins with you. If you want to see change in your life, you have to look within and you have to change yourself. That's gonna be all for today, guys. If you like this video, I will highly appreciate if you hit the like and the subscribe button, and thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna see you in the next one.